Let's see, this is originally what started out as my reference image right here. Right on, thanks, Boy Fruit, I appreciate that. And thanks for the host as well, Art, or TK. So I'm just kind of looking at the way I'm looking at the edges of this real airplane right here as I'm using it for reference to see how the sunlight bounces off and still creates edges. It's like if you look at the contrast between this and the sky, it almost blends into the sky, you know? So that's kind of what I'm looking for, like up around these edges and probably this area right here especially. The sky's gonna start dipping into the actual, you know, vehicle. And then what's really cool about this image is that you have this really high contrast, or not really high contrast, but, well, it is high contrast because you have a lot of dark and light right here. And then as it goes back, it starts to fade out into the sky color. So I'm looking at how these edges meet the sky and how that little, you know, how it still defines the vehicle, but looks like it's in the environment, so... All right, take care, TK. Thanks again, man. Thank you very much. So yeah, John took my ship and placed it in with another designer ship, and he's like making them racing now. Should look pretty cool. Can also, I think I'm going to go in and add a little bit of texture to some of this here. Get a little bit of the blue. Then you can kind of take the smudge tool and take out a little bit of that texture so it blends the color in a bit better. Oh, you saw that on Facebook. Oh, right on. not to zoom in too much, but I'm gonna do it to hit these lines. Yeah, that was a very... John is very, very good at his line art, man. He kicks butt at it, man. Guy's incredible. He really does inspire me a lot. You know, I look at... You know, I think I have a handle on line art sometimes, and then I look at his stuff and just like, dude, I'm not even there yet. Sometimes I get frustrated, but, you know, I think all of us artists get frustrated at some time or other with our skill set. I know I do. I feel like I've been doing this forever, and I feel like I should be so much more advanced than I am, but it is what it is, and you make the best of it and keep pushing yourself, you know? I'm sure if I went back several years ago and looked at the skill I was going to have now, I'd probably be pretty happy with it for the most part. But always room for improvement, man, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, Boy Fruit. Yeah, some of the stuff you can do to really show scale on a piece like this, when you're not... Well, if you're doing stuff in the air, you can always add birds. That's one thing that I've seen a lot of, you know, a few concept artists do. The other thing you can do is really the cockpit size, like this right here. The size of your cockpit really sets up kind of the scale of the ship. And then also like the antennas and stuff, like these little details. And even you have this... Although doors aren't always the best, but, you know, this kind of tells you the size of the ship. It's probably, you know, like a small fighter type size. And then, other than that, that's about it. And then all your little, I mean, the smaller the details that you have on there, the bigger the scale it looks. I mean, is just a general rule. But yeah, I would say that one of the number one things is the cockpit size on the ship. So that really has a lot to do with scale. And why that is if you look at a jet fighter and you look at the cockpit size, you kind of can see, okay, I can figure out how a human could fit in there, you know? So that really has a lot to do with it. And then obviously if it's like a you know, if it's on the ground, then you can put like vehicles, and actually one of the big indications, like if it's on the ground, is a handrail. Hand railing gives a lot of sense of scale to stuff. But yeah, birds, you know, things that we make connections with as humans. But you know, that's the hard thing, is like when you get into real crazy ship design, like Alien and stuff like that, it's very hard to show scale unless it's next to something that the human knows what that is, you know? Almost want to tone down this hotspot down here and make it more right here. trying to think if I have any good examples of that scale thing. I don't think I really do have anything that great. A lot of, well, and then the other thing you can do if you're just drawing it for a design, you know, always just putting a creature or a human by it helps out a lot, you know. Like I've done that in the past where I'll actually just draw a dude next to it and people will get it right away then, you know. Yeah, exactly, boy fruit. Yeah, because you're gonna have a lot more cut lines in a jumbo jet, you know, versus like a small fighter. You know, you're gonna have, like even this, you know, I could probably do more, but I'm not gonna manipulate John's drawing too much. But yeah, so that has a lot to do with it. And you gotta, you know, and then another way that you can do it is just looking at physical reference. You know, look at a small fighter plane versus a jumbo jet, like you said, and then you can, you know, kind of determine what really makes the scale. And if you look at it, a cockpit has a lot to do with it. You know, you have these super tiny windows on a you know, on a jumbo jet versus a fighter, where you know you can kind of see the scale of that cockpit on there. Yeah, take care, James. You have a good night, man. Or good day? I don't... Yeah, it's probably night for you, huh? Contrast can probably get a little bit greater here. I'm kind of treating this like a gouache painting a bit. So... I feel like that would come down a little further. The Formula One concept cars? Yeah, those are cool. You're talking about the real thing, right? Yeah, that's a great reference, that's for sure. Hey, Live to Create, how you doing? Just taking a look at some quick plane reference here, guys. Try something real quick. It's doing that warm, but I feel like this actually could go cool. You're gonna catch some highlights and looking at some of the plane stuff when they fall in the shadow. Some of them get hit with warm, other cool. Actually don't have anything that's a great reference right now, but you know what? I'm gonna merge. I think I'm gonna merge all this down right now. That way I'm working. I like to work on Oh shoot, dude, that's right. It's got the white in there. Ah. Well, I'll just merge it into the background. I don't care. I like to work on one layer anyways, to be honest with you. Let me just save this as another version. Actually, let's do this real quick. Let's save this one. Let's see, what were you saying? I heard some people like to do lines in Painter. Yeah, that's fine. I used to do a lot of that myself, to be honest with you. Never heard of that. Interesting. I know that Fang Zhu's technique. Yeah, he's almost gotten to the point now, though, he does everything in Photoshop as well. He doesn't do lines in Painter like he used to. And then render in Photoshop. Yeah, I mean, the lines in Painter are good, but I feel like, I think if you're just sketching, I will say that Painter feels really good. But if I'm just knocking out, if I know that I'm gonna put, if I know that I'm gonna do a painting over the top of it, I really don't mind just doing it all in Photoshop. That was kind of an old technique he used to do, but now anymore he goes straight to Photoshop. Photoshop lines are fine if you work high res. Yeah. Kind of working in a noodling way, which is, I don't know, it's not a bad thing, I guess, because I'm doing it to relax. I think if I was doing this more as a concept painting, I'd probably like do these surfaces in broader strokes. Oh, I didn't flatten my image. No, let's do this now. That's why I was getting weird results. There we go. Save that as a different version now. If I need to go back, I can. Yeah, that's true. In fact, speaking of that, I don't even know what size my image is. Oh, that's pretty good size. Yeah, that's fine. Right now you're working on a stereotypical sports car. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, do this Formula One stuff. That is cool. You can kind of let your imagination go on that. Tone that back down. Let's do this instead. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. I'm not sure who just followed me, but... Meister Dudley. That's who followed me. Thank you, man. Yeah, cool graphics and paint jobs. Yeah, for sure, man. In the past, I used to do some liveries for a few racing teams. Probably the best one I ever did was that one for a Flying Lizard. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They do they race Porsches though. They're not F1 stuff. Oh, dang. Thanks, Sam. Posse Prime Time. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Sam. Dude, you're the man. Thank you very much for the raid. And thank you for everybody coming in, too, and checking it out. Art Posse. I stopped by your stream earlier, Sam. I saw you were doing some creatures and stuff. They looked really cool. Hey, thanks for the follow. I'm not sure who that was, but appreciate it. Oh, King of Fifth. Thanks for the follow, man. I'm getting a few follows. Thanks, guys, for giving me a follow. Thanks, Spooter Girl. That's alright, Sam. I understand, man. Believe me, I really get being busy. I'm stoked to get some time in on this today. So if you guys are wondering what I'm working on, this is actually a sketch swap. My friend did this sketch here of this ship, and then I did this one down here, and then we traded, and he's doing a rendering of mine, and then I'm doing a rendering of his. Hey, thanks for the follow, Art of Praise Moyer. So anyways, he took mine, and another designer, and he put ours in a racing scene, so he's doing that. He's got some great work. He does really cool stuff. All right, I want to give this more of a metallic look to it. Actually, I don't really... it probably needs a little bit more metallic look to it, but I really want to give it just some more like wear and tear on it now. I mean, really, I'm almost to the point now I could just start detailing this thing, like really detailed. Actually, what I'll start to do is I'll start to start making some panel lines. Hey, and if you guys have any questions, seriously, feel free to ask. Don't hesitate at all. I might concentrate on my drawing for a bit, but I'll get to them. Let's see here. Whoops. So this is a really cool reference image I'm kind of looking at just to... What's so cool about this? Actually, you know what you could do is you could actually just take this right off and place it on there to get some really cool texture and stuff. I've been doing a little bit of that again. I used to use a lot of photo scrap and then kind of veered away from it for a bit, but I'm starting to get back into it because it gives you fast detail. Hey, thanks for the follow, guys. If I'm missing you, I'm really sorry, but I totally appreciate all the follows. If I'm missing your name, I apologize, but thank you very much. So you can actually take these images like this. And then you can sometimes you got to play around with it too. It may not always look good. That color dodge is too intense. Actually, what I'm going to do instead... Air fry. Hey, Art of Praise Moyer. Yeah, you guys can lurk away, man. No worries at all. Actually, I have some other metal textures that I can load up. And that'll give me some instant texturing and stuff. So I'll load that up and kind of show you guys. Oops. Looking for my reference, guys. There we go. There it is. That's what I want. Hey, thanks for the follow. Who was that? Vimple. Thank you very much, man. So I can take some of this metal texture here. Ah, not wrong drawing. So the scale of this is going to get quite a bit smaller because you want those to start looking like rivets and stuff. But you can use this texture to almost give yourself a jump start, you know, to adding more texturing to the plane or whatever you're doing. And sometimes this stuff isn't successful either. You got to make it look like it belongs there. You can't just throw it on and hope it works, you know. You got to manipulate it in the same shape. And right now I'm getting rid of these black edges. And you can kind of soften the edge too a bit. Then you can even warp it because the shape of it's got to match the the same shape of the vehicle. And then usually you want to play with these layer things over here to kind of tone it down or make it blend into the piece a bit better. See, like, I like the way that looks. And then you can tone it down with the opacity. So, like see this red stripe right here? That might be like a graphic that's wearing off, so you could take that and can skew it a little bit to make it match the curvature. And plus you get all these like rivet details and stuff. Now these rivet details you don't really want in the door, because that would, you know, usually don't see rivet details on the door specifically. So, and I'm doing a formula that's kind of based on current aircraft, but I'm applying it to a future aircraft, you know. So I'll just erase that. And so that gives the drawing a little bit more interest that way, instead of just being a smooth, like, digital surface, you know? And then if you want, you can even duplicate that. That's actually not looking too bad. One's a little darker though too, so. Like, and then this one, maybe you could carry it back here into the rear section. Scale it up a little bit. Just look at how it fits in there. And it might even be too repetitive too. You gotta really look at that. Like, you're trying to avoid making it look like a place texture. You want it to look natural in the drawing. Hey. Thanks, man. My son's up here checking it out. But I have tons of, like, this is my file right here, guys, if you want to see. This is like scrap that I've collected for a long time. You know, I'll come across stuff and just download it and use it and try to work it into the rendering. So now I can take some of this stuff, and I have that reddish hue which kind of carries on from that red wing. And I can kind of work that back into the drawing, or even, you know, I could even get some other coloring too in there. Again, just looking at it to see if I can make it successful. It's not always going to work. Was somebody asking me a question? Use transform warp. Oh, yeah. You can even put on a textured eraser too, which kind of helps a little bit. Anyway, so you know, I've always loved Star Wars, and you know, I love the whole idea of a used universe and stuff. So I feel like that's kind of what I'm going for on this ship. It kind of has a reminiscent, you know, like I'm thinking of the Sabre. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Sabre jet in the 50s. You know, like that cockpit and this feel kind of has that look to it. So just thinking about that while I'm doing this, and kind of putting that feeling back into it a bit. Yeah, transform warp is the way to go if you want to put textures on curved surfaces. Yep. You got that right, man. Wish I could use the same technique you do. My stuff tends to end up the same. Like, what do you mean the same? You like design or the way you're rendering, or? Well, like your technique. Oh, I see. Oh, you don't get into a different art style. You know, to be honest with you, that kind of can come a little bit later. I don't know how fresh you are to art and stuff, Spoder Girl. You know, I think when you're learning, I think it's a good thing to remain a little bit repetitive, to just get your basics down. Now, if you're a little more advanced and you're getting sick of what you're drawing all the time, or maybe you know, you're using the same techniques, and you know light and shadow, and you know how to do all this stuff, and you're like, man, I just gotta change it up a bit. You know, some of the stuff you can try doing is you know, changing the way you do it, like you know, changing up materials is what I'm trying to say. So maybe you use digital a lot, so switch to traditional for a bit and try that out, you know. I mean, I do a lot of traditional stuff. Actually, a lot of times my channel, I have a lot of traditional stuff going, and I go back and forth between digital and traditional, and I still feel like my stuff has a consistent look though, like even though I'm doing different styles. Yeah, you can use the the puppet warp. Liquify filter makes textures fit right. Yeah, liquify. I don't really use any of those stuff, that the liquify tool or any of that. I've seen other designers do it. But yeah, there's so many techniques to you know, to creating design and stuff, you know, like that you can use to create new looks and styles and stuff. I actually did, let's see if I have this. Here. No, wait, I want, actually I want this, but I want the final version. Let's see. I was looking for Photo Bashbot PSD. I don't know if this is it or not. Oh yeah, this ended up being the final image. So I just basically started with so we do this creative design challenge at the place that I work, and our word for that day was spring. And so, you know, some people interpret it as like, you know, the season. I interpret it as the mechanical device spring. So I just went and I photoshopped this stuff and started twirling it and changing it and figuring out if I could come up with a design with it. And so, you know, I just used Photoscrap completely to create this thing, and then I gave myself a quick base as a robot and stuff. And you know, I might not have thought of this if I was sitting there drawing line work, but it was a different way to work. So it's just, I'm kind of going along those lines of changing up the way you work. Might help you come up with some new techniques or methods, or get you out of the rhythm of doing the same thing all the time, you know? Oh, take care, Sonny. Thanks for stopping by, man. Oh, thanks, Devo. I just landed my first job and it's too much digital. I need to take a break and go back to traditional. Yeah, I would highly suggest it. I know I have a sketchbook that I use. So let's see, where's my sketchbook? I show it to you guys. Some of you might have already seen it. But here's my sketchbook. So I do a lot of traditional stuff as well. And then recently I've been doing a lot of pen and ink. So I go from pencil, colored pencil, and markers both on that. Colored pencil. And then I'll show you guys some, like this right here is marker, pen and ink, and gouache. And let's see, marker, gouache, and black pen and ink, and all kinds of stuff. So it's a mixed media of stuff. That too, same thing. Then there's some, these are kind of ugly in my, I don't really like them, but it's Spaceship stuff that I did with marker and pen and ink, hot rod stuff. These are like some quick pen and ink, like robot stuff. So yeah, I still do a lot of traditional stuff as well. I think it helps out go in both directions. Keeps you fresh. So some environment stuff. These are like really crude ink sketches, but I know what's going on. This is some design work that I'm doing for my own personal project called The Great Space Race, and it's all these spaceships that are kind of based on auto styling. So this was actually, I was in Bryce, so I did some stuff while I was out there. And then more robots. Now this is all just ink and marker here, and some paint. So yeah, I still work a lot of traditional. I think it's really good for you. This was something I recently finished. Only got 2 more pages left in the sketchbook, and then I'll scan it in and put it up on Gumroad. You guys can buy it for like a couple bucks. All I draw is mechanical and surface design. Yeah, I mean, Devo, that's mainly what I do too. That's my main. That's what I'm known for. I do a lot of vehicle design for clients and stuff like that. Really wanna. I'm gonna do a new layer. I'm gonna pump up the contrast just a hair. Oh, right on, Devo. Yeah, thanks, man. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Dougie. Yeah, the mix on YouTube. Yeah, it's totally true. I use that because, like, recently I was actually drawing some hot rod stuff, and I threw on some surf music and stuff, and and then like I get silence for half of the thing. It kind of stinks. So I'm gonna go ahead and flatten that now. Yeah, so I started. I went back to the non-licensed stuff so that I could, if I do any tutorial stuff like explaining the texturing, I can use it on YouTube now. You know. I'm gonna add a little bit of warmth back into these highlights up here. Hey, thanks for the follow. Let's see, Wakeby? What do you need, Soph? Sophie, what do you need? Probably gonna quit here soon. Come on, man, what the heck? There you go. Yeah, you can come in. I was yelling, you know, I said you can come in.
Oh, I know. Okay. I'm gonna use your phone.
For what?
For to my ukulele.
Oh, okay. Actually, I need to practice myself. My daughter and I are taking ukulele lessons together, so we gotta practice our ukulele. Good taste. Oh. Thanks, Spode Girl. Is it Spody Girl? Spotty Girl? Spoder Girl? Hey, yeah, likewise. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the follow, you guys. You bought Scott Robertson's motorcycle. E-meeting, yeah. I bought Scott Robertson's motorcycle. Oh, yeah. I've seen that. Oh, I thought you already followed me. Well, hey, thanks for the follow. Devo, as far as getting, let's see, I make money on Gumroad for sure, but to be honest with you, I forgot what the cut is. To be honest with you, I think they get, well, they have to get something, but I honestly don't remember what it is. It's not that bad, I'll tell you that. It's well worth it, like, you know, to go on there. It's yeah, I feel like I get, you know, I haven't really pushed my Gumroad super well. I actually really want to do more tutorials, but I haven't, obviously. But I started using another service called Cells, but that was kind of before I went to Gumroad, and they had some options that I liked on the Cells, but then they kind of got rid of all that stuff, so it kind of bummed me out. So I went back to Gumroad a little bit, although I still think I have more on Cells right now. I'm gonna go shut my door. You need to scan it. Yeah, I will, Devo, I promise. That will definitely end up on there. It's actually, probably sooner than later. I need to get that done. I just haven't finished it yet, so I didn't really put it up there yet, but I will. Let's see, the ice cream bot from... Oh, that was a funny one, man. I kind of wanted to make that into a big piece, and I never did, because I thought it would be funny. Make sure, let's see what else multiply. Did I used to paint graffiti? No, I've loved graffiti. I've always used it as inspiration and stuff, for sure. And I've done a few graffiti pieces in the past. So what I'm doing here is really trying to work on the form and get that to read really well. You used to do graph in your teens. That was my. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the one thing that I love about graffiti is that I just love the freestyle of it. It's like there's no rules. There's really like, you know, it's kind of like if you come up with a cool style, then it just, you know, you can go with it. And I love the free form on letters and everything. It's just fun to do. So I like to do it once in a while. I have a few pieces in there that I've done. Oh, hey, George. How you doing, bud? Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, this is, you know, I was asking you all those brush questions the other day. This was the reason why, because I wanted to get some textured brushes to start doing some of this. By the way, if you guys don't follow George Wiley, he's an excellent environment painter. And I've learned a ton just by watching his stuff. He is well worth the watch, man. I almost feel like I want to. I don't like the way this is reading right here. Try something. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, actually, I did use some photo stuff in here. I threw some photo textures in there from my files. So these, like, I'm just using those textured brushes to kind of continue it, or, you know, to accentuate it or whatever. I downloaded the brushes he recommended though. I was like, yeah. One thing I have not been doing is flipping my canvas though. What the heck? Come on. So if you guys are wondering why I keep panning in and out, I know that a lot of people know this already, but basically when you get your image smaller, you can kind of really look to see what's reading. And so the ship is actually reading fairly well because you've got these wings that are darker, so your eye goes right to it. I just want to make sure that the clouds aren't making weird shapes behind it or anything like that. I feel like it's doing okay. I might have a little too much texture in here. I might take some of this stuff out, so... yeah, George, since you just popped in, kind of what I'm working on is I did a sketch swap with a friend of mine. So he designed this spaceship, and so I'm rendering it, and then I designed this spaceship, and he's gonna render that. So we're swapping files. Mine's loosely based on like a old 1960s like a slingshot dragster. Yeah, if you have any input, George, let me know, man. I'd love to, like, if you see anything that looks funky or weird. Hey, bud. Oh, thanks, George. I actually need to get going here because you guys, we got to get ready. Huh? I'm coaching football tonight, so I gotta get ready to go here in a little bit, everybody. My boys are in flag football, so I'm coaching their team. So I'll probably come back to this later. I'll broadcast it again. Let's turn that off. So I'll probably stop the stream here, guys, and I didn't realize what time it was, so I need to get going here. But I'll come back on and work on this. Probably not later tonight because I'll be tired by the time I get home. But I'll work on it later this week. So thanks for everybody stopping by. And I will talk to all you guys later. Have a good evening. Actually, you know what? Let's see. I'm going to see if somebody's on. Let's raid somebody. Let's see who's on. I wonder if the feed is on. Man, no. Dang it. Alright, I could go to the creative stream and see who's on. Come on. All right, I'll pass on the raid, guys. Nobody is on that I know of. Oh, Britt the Badger's on. She's kind of cool. Let's. I'm gonna send you guys to Britt the Badger. She does these really neat boxes, like the these shadow boxes that she cuts out. It's real fine paperwork, and then she puts lighting behind it. It's pretty sick, actually. Yeah, I know. You didn't know that? Yeah. My son's laughing at your Bob Ross comment. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and raid Britt the Badger. I think you guys will appreciate her stuff. Anyways, have a good one, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Peace out. Oh, and you know what? I need to stop.